So you mentioned the managing director Georgieva's comments about the new Cold War. She had a deeper point, or an additional point about fragmentation in the global economy. In a sense, she's talking about the uh, evidence of deglobalization that many people have noted. What's your feeling about that question, whether the global economy is becoming more fragmented as we think about nearshoring and supply chain difficulties, and what should we do about it? Should we be worried about a more fragmented global economy?
So the IMF has done some excellent research on it, and frankly, you didn't cover this in your discussion, but they've done sort of a deeper analysis that looked at various alternatives that could reduce the world economies by either between 1% and 7%. 7% is a very big number, and so there are different aspects. One, when you have problems like we've had with COVID or some of the insecurities of supply chains, there's sort of a tendency to say, oh, we should produce this all at home. You can't produce it all at home. And ironically, the resilience and adaptability actually helps when you get these crises. You talked with Kristalina about sort of buffers. And just to give you an example from an area you've dealt with, Ethiopia relied on grain from Ukraine. So it got clobbered when that got cut off. But then it was able to get grain from Argentina. Even the face masks that we all wore for a while, 2 or 3 weeks, they were sort of cut off, but then actually China supplied those going forward. So you don't want to be reliant on one supplier, but frankly, you also don't want to add the cost of trying to do everything at home in the process. Frankly, one of the benefits of trade is you can get some of the efficiencies from what the other country is doing. So, what does this mean for situations today? Well, one the US has to face is if we want to address climate change and we want to try to deal with, say, additional solar power, why would we put big taxes and tariffs on solar panels coming from China? Well, someone says we need it for national security. I've been involved in the national security field for 30 years. I still don't quite grasp why we need solar power in the event of sort of a conflict. So these are the tensions that you face in this overall environment. And as Kristalina mentioned, frankly, it's the poor countries going to get clobbered most in this. What do you try to do? Frankly, this is where I think Biden and Trump have been aligned. They've been favoring more trade barriers, in part for domestic political reasons. That's going to cost the United States. It's going to hurt the rest of the world. And in areas like digital, we'll fall behind setting the standards of the future.